All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, New York Mets owner Steve Cohen wanted to make a splash in free agency, and he did that today as the Mets signed starting pitcher Max Scherzer to a 3-year deal for $130 million. Now, what the Mets get in Scherzer is a three-time Cy Young Award winner that was a very hot commodity on the free agent market. And credit to Cohen because he did what it took to get the future Hall of Famer to Queens. Now, along with Jacob DeGrom, the Mets are hopeful that they'll have the best 1-2 combo at the top of their rotation in baseball if both are able to stay healthy. Remember, DeGrom has been on and off of the disabled list the past couple of years. Now, Scherzer's a veteran pitcher. He's 37 years of age. And whereas that we've seen the Mets get burned in the past in free agency when throwing big money at veteran players, they're hopeful that this time will be different. And I mean, where do you start as far as the Mets who gave 30 plus players big money and of course for past accolades and it blew up in their face. So I guarantee you there are plenty of people that follow this team who are a little weary. But the Mets, they've been active this past weekend. We also saw them sign outfielders Mark Conha and Starling Marte along with infielder Eddie Escobar. And Steve Cohen has the dough and he's showing that he's willing to spend it. And honestly, even if Scherzer does flop with the Mets, I think the move was worth it because Cohen is showing that he wants to win. And unlike the previous regime of Fred and Jeff Wilpon, I guarantee you, if a contract is bad for the Mets, Cohen won't sit on it. He'll still go out there and find a way to make things right for this team. Now, I've said it before and I will continue to say it. Cohen has some George Steinbrenner in him, which is good for New York City and baseball overall because you know what? George Steinbrenner, he basically took free agency and ran with it. And Steve Cohen has basically said, you know what? The heck with the luxury tax. We're going for it. We're all in. I want to put a contender on the field right now. It's something that just like George Steinbrenner made the other owners step their game up. I think Steve Cohen has a little bit of that in him as well. So basically, the president of baseball ops, Sandy Alderson, and Billy Epler, they've been off to the races trying to make this work. Billy Epler has been hard at work since he's joined the Mets and getting these deals done. The Mets did what it took to get Cohen. I know I'm part of me to get Scherzer, and I guarantee you that his agent Scott Boras, unlike it was with the Wilpon, Scott Boras is more than happy to do business with the Mets now because he knows that Mr. Cohen is willing to spend some money. Will the Mets go after Chris Bryant? I really don't think that the Mets are done here. I think that they can go out there and make themselves another move. Wouldn't surprise me to see the Mets have a $300 million plus payroll by opening day because Cohen has just basically said, you know what, we're all in. We're pushing the chips to the table. This definitely changes the expectations of the Mets for 2022 and going forward because now we can sit back and expect to see the Mets to spend free money in free agency like the Yankees did once upon a time. So the Mets got their guy. Credit to Steve Cohen. He did whatever it took. I got a question from or a comment rather from a good buddy, Steve Peter. How about the Yankees? Signing anybody. And you hate to say this, some people forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like the Yankees and the Mets are switching positions right now because Cohen is taking on the role of George Steinbrenner, and the younger Steinbrenner, who is owning the Yankees currently, is taking on the role of Fred Wilpon. We heard the Yankees being linked to Corey Seager, and of course, we saw him get that mega deal from the Texas Rangers today. So honestly, I really don't see the Yankees going out there spending a lot of money. I know people are talking about Carlos Correa. I'll believe it when I see it. I really don't see the Yankees spending a lot of money. I think they're keeping it closer to the chest. And the Mets are the ones who are saying, you know what, we're pushing all of our chips to the table, and we're definitely going to go out there and try to raise the ante. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 pounds of sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.